So do you think I should leave some, since he's not that hungry anymore? Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
just
leave
leave
that
a
much?
yeah, just leave it a little. And then I would shake the hot water in here and rinse it
Okay.
and just wash it out. Let's see what we gotta use. We gotta use this egg yolk. We gotta use heavy cream. Heavy cream. Yeah. What do you want your cake to be made out of? What do you want your cake to be made out of?
Oranges, flour, eggs, milk, sugar, butter, all that stuff really.
How about some mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise cake.
Mayonnaise cake.
That's the one I'm about.
Mayonnaise cake. Mayonnaise cake. You don't like ginger, right? You don't like ginger in your stuffs. All
No
right.
ginger for me.
Wow. We still have butter mochi batter, guys. Woo! We should bake that. We have some teff flour that I ground up. Who knows when? We have some Aran. We have some Aran that we're gonna put in our cake. That's too hot, Aran. Don't let it boil too much. You don't want to kill him. Or do you?
I don't really care either way.
You don't really care?
No.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. I am early simply because I was tired of being late, so I started purposefully setting the live time later than I knew I would be ready for by, and here we are. Hello. This weekend I went shopping and just, I actually met up with a stranger on Instagram. It's cool. She's cool. We met in a public place at the farmer's market, and we took a walk around, and I was very glad to be out of my house for the first time in a week, and we learned a little bit about each other. It was very strange, but you know, it's been a strange year, so I said, why not? And we met up.
If you guys ever just want to hang out with your favorite celebrity June, you can do that. Just talk to her. And just promise not to murder her or do murder her. I don't really care. But yeah.
Anyway, after we took our walk, I started walking home, and then I passed by a grocer that I always pass by. And they have rotating fruit specials every week. Sometimes they have like 3 apples for $1, all of that. This week they had blood oranges. They had 5 blood oranges for $1, so I grabbed 10 of them and I spent $2 on it. And I love how different the orange rinds will look. Some of them look like normal oranges, some of them look like they've been bruised, some of them look like they're rotten, some of them just look a little bit dark and mysterious. And then also when you cut a blood orange open, you can't ever tell like what color is inside because the rind isn't very indicative of the outside, or the inside rather. My God, is it Friday yet? Anyway, I scratched the zest a little bit and it's already so perfumed. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to supreme these blood oranges, keep the rind. Maybe.
What does supreme mean, June?
Supreme means you trim off the top and the bottom poles, and then you curve your sharp knife blade all around the rind so that you reveal the fruit without any pith, and then you slice your knife to yield perfect little segments of orange without any pith. And then after that, we're just gonna reserve the peel, the rind, and then maybe we'll like candy them. I pulled out some stuff that I found in my fridge that I really need to use, like this butter mochi batter that we made. 313, guys. We made this like over 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna bake that. And because I want to bake this, I'm gonna be using this, which means we're gonna be making some mini blood orange cakes in addition to our butter mochi, and they're all gonna bake at, what did we bake our butter mochi at? I don't remember what we baked our butter mochi at.
50 degrees.
Let me see that recipe. And I also found some teff flour that I ground up from whole grain teff, and I found some, whatchamacallit this, guys?
Cornmeal?
It's not cornmeal, it's suji.
Oh. Suji is...
Semolina.
Yeah.
And then I have this egg yolk left over.
This is all the way back from Erin Week.
Yes. And then I have this egg yolk left over from one of my chicken recipes. I use the egg white as part of the batter, so we need to get rid of this. And then I also made heavy cream substitute video out of milk and butter, so we need to get rid of these. So this is just gonna go on our cake. Fred is being fed. He's been meowing and very patient. So once again, this is gonna be a let's make cake without following a recipe. And if anybody wants to jot notes and put it in the comments below, and then we'll make a recipe. This will be a collaborative recipe again. I have my butter mochi document pulled up. We are baking this at 375. Fred, I think, is doing okay. He finished his breakfast today. He seemed better. I was thinking maybe the meal that he didn't finish the second round of, I put a little too much salmon juice in there, so that made it really fatty for him, and maybe it was just like a little bit too heavy. This morning, I put the salmon that I had cooked for him in with a little bit of the salmon broth, and I basically made 3 batches of salmon mousse. So we're just gonna be giving like a tablespoon of this mousse to him as treats, and hopefully it won't be too heavy for him.
Salmon mousse. I love salmon mousse on top of chocolate cake. It's delicious.
All right, let's segment some orange, shall we? First, I need to move everything out of my oven because that's where I store a lot of my stuff.
I'll be back to clean up.
Okay. I found a paper towel in the oven. That is a fire hazard. Don't do this.
Actually, I'm back already to slice an apple.
Okay.
Can you hand me the small cutting board?
Can I hand you this cutting board?
Yes.
So I will use it after you.
What were you smelling for?
Garlic.
Okay.
Erin, would you like to use my knife so you can get rid of the butter smell?
Isn't that good for cake?
Oh, I meant bacon. It smells like bacon.
Okay.
What do you want in your cake as flavoring? Do you want vanilla? Let's do vanilla.
Okay, that's decided. That was easy.
Light brown sugar or dark brown sugar or both?
Dark.
Dark brown sugar.
Always dark for me.
Okay. Do you want any almond extract?
Yes, 100%. In fact, you could use up the Di Serrano if you want instead.
Di Serrano. Di Serrano.
If we still have any.
Di Serrano. Di Serrano.
I'm going to read chat right now. I'm going to be so bold as to read chat and see what people want to know, what the buzz is. How are the vibes tonight? How are our vibes, boys? Hey, Ness. How's your vibe tonight?
We got some baking soda. We got some baking powder. We have some almond extract. We have some vanilla extract. We have some dark brown sugar. And we have some granulated sugar. We're just going to be tasting this batter as we go, and I'm going to try very hard to not get salmonella. Can you cut your apple, please? Wait,
yes, so.
This is a farmer's market apple. How dare you?
Out of the drawer, I don't know.
How dare you? Thou must not eat my farmer's market apple, for which I paid over $1 a piece. I think this is a wine sap, maybe. What's the difference between baking soda and baking powder? Baking powder, I believe, has some traces of baking soda in it, but also another element in it that basically reacts with the baking soda that's in it. So sodium acid pyrophosphate is triggered with heat, I believe. Pyro means fire. I could be totally wrong, guys. Don't trust me. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone. But sodium bicarbonate, which is in the baking powder, is aka baking soda. So there is baking soda in here. And then there's also cornstarch and monocalcium phosphate. So basically, if you get double acting baking powder, what happens is it gets triggered twice. Once you add liquid to this, the agents in here basically sets off that sodium bicarbonate, aka baking soda, and that's the first reaction. And then the second reaction is when it hits heat, it'll rise again. So basically, you can't substitute baking powder with baking soda because baking powder can lift your baked goods without the presence of acid. But baking soda will not work without something acidic in there. I'm going to use a little bit of both. We have brown sugar, which is acidic, and we have blood orange, which is a little bit acidic, so I think we should be fine. But I'm also going to be using some baking powder. The effects of how these two agents lift your baked goods is also different. I've heard that baking soda spreads and baking powder lifts. So baking powder kind of goes this way and baking soda goes this way. I don't know if that's accurate, guys. I'm no biochemist. Trust no one. We will be employing the use of our scale today because that is just the way that I bake. It is much easier to record weights and to replicate that experiment than to record volume and to replicate that experiment. So, first things first, I have already washed all three of these. So, you know, if you're going to be using not local, conventionally grown citrus, there's going to be chock full of pesticides on the rind. Just be aware of that. Probably no amount of singular rinsing will get rid of all the pesticides, so eat at your own risk, obviously. All right. Supreming, we're going to lop off the top, we're going to lop off the bottom, and then we're going to be slicing all around the fruit until we reveal the juicy, tender segments. You want to make sure that your slice reveals that inner fruit. You want to make sure you're cutting through that rind. If you don't cut through that rind, it's going to make it very hard for you to see where the fruit actually begins and where the rind ends. Okay, now that you have a stable surface, set it down on the board. You're going to be slicing at a 45-degree angle and then curving and following the curve of where you project your segment to start and end. It's going to take some practice. I haven't done this in years, but the first cut is always the most difficult. As you can see, I didn't do a great job. I got some fruit and then I left a lot of rind on the actual fruit. We're going to have to cut that off. But before I get too perfectionistic, once you have that first cut, it becomes a little bit easier to gauge where the fruit actually begins and ends. And this is a gloriously dark piece of blood orange. My goodness, what a pretty fruit. I can smell the fragrance coming off. It's like sweet, it's floral, it's the best that winter orange season has to offer. Citrus is an amazing thing. It is very rainy over here. I don't know if you can hear the bus going by and splashing up all the puddles, but that is the sound that we have been hanging out to. And I'm so glad we sharpened this knife because it is slicing like a dream right now. And as you can see, my first go around, I have some pith left. I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. The pith is a little bit bitter. However, orange rind, orange peel, citrus peels, used prominently in Chinese cuisine and savory dishes, often as a part of like meat dishes. I believe there is a medicinal property to citrus peels in at least Chinese traditional medicine beliefs. So, a little bitter, never hurt anyone. I'm going to save my peels in a separate container. Here we go. I'm going to trim this little guy off so I have no belly button. Just making sure I get rid of this little belly button guy. It's probably not good eats. And now we have this fruit. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to slice in between each segment to reveal all of the petals of this fruit. And that's how you supreme a citrus fruit. And because I'll be cutting a lot of stuff tonight, guys, I probably won't be able to respond to chat as much just because I still want to keep my fingers. Aaron, Fred is done.
He's done?
I think he left.
Okay.
He is no longer at my side. But you don't have to clean it now. He might come back for the scraps. I sometimes add a little more water to the plate and I try to like herd all of the singular scraps into a more concentrated puddle on the plate so he knows that there's more food there. It's up to you. And you know, in restaurants, I use the supreme citrus a lot. As you can see, there's a lot of fruit left over. It's pretty wasteful if you don't use it. So normally we put this in like what we call family salads, which is what we call the meal that we serve all the staff at the restaurant. Or you can just eat it. Delightfully dark. It's a little bit like red wine. A little bit of bitterness. A little bit of sweetness. Do you want blood orange? I think it's gonna pair
Sounds very
really
sweet.
well with the core.
Almost no sweetness.
Yeah. Do you like candied orange?
Yep, it's fine. Is this going to be the like the Sicilian style whole orange cake, or you clearly cutting off the skin?
No, it's not a whole orange cake.
Okay. That did turn out pretty bitter.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a fan of it. Did you ever like orange marmalade growing up?
Orange marmalade.
Yeah.
I didn't have it much. I think I remember it on tables in like diner restaurants. Fred's got to pay for our paper towels.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure he starts putting in some work
Venmo
around
us?
here. Yeah.
Does he have a Venmo account?
Would you guys Venmo Fred? And if so, how much?
How much would you pay Fred to be Fred? I'm paying him a lot to be Fred.
Yeah. We're already contributing $200 a month to Fred's college fund.
Where's he going to college? Harvard?
I hope so, yeah. He better get into an Ivy League.
Do you think he's a snobby white boy?
He's clearly brownish gray Jew.
Huh. I didn't know gray people existed.
The Greys, those are aliens. David, I can tell you all about them.
We have a hybrid alien child?
This conversation has ran off the rails, June, so I'm going to stop talking about it.
Alright.
I am ending this conversation right here.
Okay.
Fred is going to Ivy League. Kim's Farmstead Living loves orange marmalade. Nice.
Kim, you didn't like our Bernie shirt.
I remember her from your Insta story. I wasn't going to say anything because, you know, adds an awkward conversation. But June, you did it. Your stream. What if Fred doesn't want to go to Ivy League? No community college for Fred.
Why not?
We're getting him tutoring every day.
Why?
SAT, ACT tutoring.
Absolutely not. What
Yeah.
a waste of fucking money.
Yeah, Kim is free to not like Bernie if she doesn't want.
Yeah, you don't have to like Bernie,
yeah.
but we like Bernie.
She's free to be wrong. Okay.
There is no right or wrong. Guys,
Yes, there is. I'm right.
we finally finished watching Can't Get You Out of My Head. And I just have to say, my God, am I so fucking depressed right now. It really doesn't matter what your political standpoint is, but, you know, it does matter if you believe in hurting people. That's just not good. Everything else is
Hold
meaningless.
up. Are you saying we should not hurt people?
Guys, look at how pretty the pattern is in this one. Unbelievable. It's like a mosaic. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
A lot of streamers don't want politics to be brought up because
It's like
then
a gem.
people just have like flame wars in chat and just start yelling at each other and just chat becomes consumed by politics. I can't speak for June, but I personally don't give a shit. You guys can argue with each other all you want.
Listen, I don't think it's very productive, but...
It's not productive. It's the least productive thing you can do, arguing with people on the internet. I'm just saying, I don't care, and I would read it, and it would be entertaining to me.
But
So,
when Aaron will give me my stream back,
I will not.
I will say that productivity is overrated, and if it fucking makes you happy to argue with strangers, go right fucking ahead, but I'm just too fucking tired today, can you tell? I just want to look at my blood orange being fantastically mosaic and gem-like. Look at
It
the
is
glisten,
beautiful.
look
Yeah.
at the color,
Gem
look
is
at
good.
nature.
Gem is a good word for it. It actually does.
Do you
look
think
like
this is GMO product? If so, I support GMO.
the most productive thing you can do is argue with people on the internet?
Who said that?
Me.
You said that?
Yeah. That's definitely how everybody should spend their time. I think my mailman should be the PM of Australia.
Cool.
Is your mail? Tell me about your mailman, Kath. Is he a good-looking fella? Is he a handsome lad? Or what do you like about him? Dad?
He's timely, he's reliable.
Yeah. You don't know anything about the mail in Australia.
Well, Kath, am I wrong?
They had blonde oranges at Aldi, and I was like, what would I actually do with something like them?
Me too. I just bought them, you know? Think later.
Mm-hmm. We make cochinita pibil. Jesus, that's...
What?
Jesus? I was trying to say Jesus, but it came out Jews for some reason. Jesus, that's a word.
Jews for Jesus.
Jews for Jesus.
What's up with Jews for Jesus, guys?
I applied for a job with them because they were hiring in my line of work. And
how'd that go?
I mean, I forget exactly if I turned them down or they just weren't interested in me. I don't know, but yeah. Oh, and no, it was
You're a quarter Jew, correct?
my grandfather is, and oh yeah, so I was like, I'm not religious myself, and I hope that's
God.
okay with you guys.
Guys, this one is the most beautiful and also the most flavorful. so different than the first one. The first one tasted like wine. This one tastes like a lemon crossed with a strawberry.
Oh, that's so much better.
Mm-hmm.
That actually tastes good. Yeah, so I was like, I'm not religious, but you know, you guys seem like, I mean, they're kind of weird, but I was like, they seem like they have a, you know, good intentions, like, you know, their mission statement or whatever, trying to bring peace to the world and whatever. So I was like, even though I'm not religious, I'll work for you guys. And then they messaged me back and they were like, yeah, we're actually mainly looking for somebody who's accepted Jesus Christ as their savior and whatever. And I'm like, I think Jesus was cool, I'm just not religious, but yeah, they...
What did they
didn't
want you to do?
A job.
Yeah, what kind of job though?
I have no idea.
Being a police officer is a job.
It was a job to work for them. I'm not as creative as you. I try to buy aspirational produce. Aspirational? What is aspirational produce?
I don't know. Alright guys, I don't normally do this, but I don't want to melt any butter, so I'm going to spray my pan with some Pam. Actually, no, fuck that. Let's just put some olive oil in.
I'm glad the lives help your mental health, Sarah. I don't know how they possibly could be helping your mental health, but if so, excellent. Is it illegal to hire somebody if they're religious or not? I swear there's law about it. Yeah, I assumed there was, but I'm not gonna I wasn't about to report them or anything, or, you know, try to get them in trouble. I don't particularly care.
I think that's a lot of oil. Can you pass me the pastry brush, my lovely assistant, sous chef?
But also there might be exceptions for religious organizations like them. Like, it kind of makes sense that, you know, I don't know, a Muslim organization would generally want to hire Muslims. And same for all other religions too. But I don't know what the law is with that. Just being together as we are all alone in this world, it helps all of our mental health. You help my mental health also, says Aline, or Aline, as I forgot which one
I think
it
it's
is.
Aline.
Aline.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, guys.
I'll talk to you if you want, Sarah, first name, last name. Hello, Sarah. Good evening.
Do you like being off camera, Aaron? Do you prefer this?
I don't mind. Why, would you rather just me be right here?
No, get out. Guys, I'm gonna put a not a tablespoon, Jesus. That's a lot of sugar.
Is this compost?
No, that's
Okay.
compost.
What are you doing with the oranges?
I'm gonna candy them. Why don't you ever listen to me?
I don't watch your content.
Let's start with a 1/4 teaspoon of granulated sugar in the bottom of each tin. That's too much. We're gonna go in with 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't want to get high on sugar, guys. I just want a little bit of sweetness. 1/8 of a teaspoon of granulated sugar on the bottom of each mini cupcake tin.
Disembodied Aaron.
Oh my god.
I have no idea how that sounded. Hey, Aaron, Spanish voice. What does that mean?
Aron.
Aaron.
That's what
Yeah.
that meant.
Okay. June, let Erin be the comment monitor. She's cooking. If you want to switch roles and me cook the blood orange cake and June read the comments, it's not gonna come out nearly as well. I promise you. it's gonna be pretty shitty cake if I switch to being the cooking guy. Cool. Thank you for thinking I have a soothing voice. I think my voice sounds weird. I don't like hearing myself on recordings because I don't like the sound of my voice, but apparently that's very common in humans, us humans. I like to hear June say fuck. Say it, June.
How do you want it though? There's so many ways to say fuck.
Say it like you're a Scottish.
I don't know how to say Scottish.
Fuck! With O's. Say it with O's instead.
Is that offensive, Aaron?
To Scots?
Yeah.
Are Scots a protected class now?
Everyone should be a protected class.
Everyone but Italians, you're right.
What?
Anyways.
Are you trying to get us canceled? I don't want the Italian mafia coming after us.
Right. Good point. Italian people of all Italians are the finest people. Aaron, are you Midwestern? No, but I am. Well, sort of. I'm culturally Midwestern. Apparently, Western New York is considered culturally Midwest by some people. I don't know who. Like our local station in my hometown was WGN instead of the New York stations, and we do have a sort of vaguely Midwestern.
Do you want a butter mochi with a blood orange in it? Aaron? Aaron?
Isn't this all what you're doing now?
Do you want a butter mochi with an orange in it?
What's going in here? The cake?
The cake.
I'm confused. I'm just gonna say yes. Aaron sounds Philly. I don't know what Philly people sound like. I've been there like for 2 total days in my life.
I'm just gonna go in with our leftover butter mochi batter in the remaining cups because I want to bake this off. I think it still smells fine, guys. It's a little questionable.
We believe Fred is around 10 years old, but he could be a little bit younger.
Can you hand me the Skelly Boy spatula, please?
Skelly Boy. Let me show the people Skelly Boy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I heard Philly is an excellent food city. I have tons of places I want to go there. But I don't know when. Although I did just get my first vaccine dose today, so...
Guys, if you have
So it
food
begins.
recommendations for us, please leave it in the permanent comments down below once this live is over so that we can, like, tell everyone where the greatest spots in the world to eat are. That would be awesome if we could just have a compiled list.
I'll always take food recommendations from everyone. When Fred was just born, you guys were in college. Yes, vaguely. Although, what is it, 20? Yeah, I was graduating college when Fred. My arm is fine. It's a little bit sore. It's not even sore anymore, actually. It was sore for like an hour, and that's it. Although I'm told tomorrow it might be more sore.
Probably.
It's the Pfizer one that I got, which, as I saw in a horrible Twitter post, is the Gryffindor of vaccines. I went to NYU and June went to Swarthmore. Otherwise, are you okay, Aaron? Yes, I'm good. I've been okay. I've been much more okay than probably almost everyone else the past year. I've been feeling fine, actually. I know it's been rough on a lot of people, but I'm perfectly happy sitting home and playing video games all day, so this is a good world for people like me. Although I do really want to start traveling again. My top 5 food spots in NYC. Fayol, Prince Street Pizza. There's just so many. It's hard to say. Thai. I can't even call out any particular Thai restaurant, but just go to Khao Kong in Queens.
Elmhurst.
Yeah.
Spelled KHAO space KANG.
Taqueria Tlaxcali in the Bronx. Good luck spelling that one.
It is spelled taqueria, and then Tlaxcali is spelled TLAXICALLI.
And I need a 5th one. June, give me a 5th one.
5th one what?
A 5th top food spot in New York.
Fayol.
I said that. That was my first one.
Oh, give them a pizza place.
I said Prince Street.
Oh. Well, Martina's dead. Ice and Vice is dead. Everything's dead.
Yeah. Everything's dead. All the good restaurants closed. There's no more food in New York. Fayul spelled PhaYul.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, dim sum. Honestly, I love Tim Ho Wan. I know their original location is in Hong Kong, but I've been to both, their Hong Kong one and here, and this one's better. And I'm not the only one who says that. Everyone who's been to both, actually, has
Maybe
said that
it's
this one's
because you
better.
have American taste buds.
Well, Brandon likes this one too.
All right.
Yeah, that's my favorite dim sum in New York. Although there is other great dim sum in New York. No Moi Tea Parlor, and then there's a place that I haven't been, but looks really good. Mike Chen went there, called Amazing Dim Sum on 23rd Street, and I think like 3rd Avenue. It looks really good, but I can't vouch for it. I haven't been yet. Our favorite ice cream place closed, unfortunately, which was Ice and Vice. What is June chipping into the bowl?
This is my heavy cream substitute. I made this out of 2/3 cup of milk, whole milk, and 6 tablespoons of butter, and it's meant to mimic the fat content of heavy cream. So for the scribes out there, I currently have 165 grams of heavy cream, but homemade heavy cream. So 165 grams heavy cream.
Del, you're about to get demoderated if you just really said in chat that NYC pizza isn't good at all. I'm about to drop a demoderation and a permaban on you for that.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I'm going to charitably interpret what you said about NYC pizza to mean that New York style pizza isn't that good, which I agree with. New York style pizza is kind of boring, and I think New York...
Separated butter and milk, guys. Yum.
New York does really good alternative style pizzas. Like there's a lot of great Neapolitan places like Una Pizza Napolitana. And then there's great Sicilian and pan pizza places like El Bispimoni Gardens, Prince Street, Maker Pizza, all kinds of stuff.
All right, into this 165 gram heavy cream, I'm going to plop in 1 egg yolk. This is a large egg yolk. It is approximately 13 grams.
Yeah, Victor, Detroit pizza is really good. There's a great place called Lions, Tigers, and Squares.
It's not that good. I'm sure it's better in Detroit.
I'm sure it is, but as for what you can get in New York, I like it. African food in NYC. I went to a place in Brooklyn that I'm probably going to struggle to remember the name of.
Scion Cafe is my favorite Ethiopian.
Scion Cafe.
For buttered chicken.
I'm going to get my phone so I can...
And then there's a vegan Ethiopian place. I've only eaten at Ethiopian African food establishments. I haven't had much other African foods. I'm sorely undereducated when it comes to that continent of cuisine. Guys, I'm going to go in with, let's see, what is a third of a cup? A third of a cup. Let's go in with 60 grams of brown sugar. 60 grams of dark brown sugar and
Brooklyn Suya is the name of the place. It's on Franklin Avenue in Brooklyn. I believe it is Nigerian. And that's really good. I really like the spice mix that they put on the food there.
That was
SUYA.
You can type in there.
Yeah.
That was 60 grams of dark brown sugar plus 20 grams of granulated sugar. And right now we're gonna go in with a splish splosh of vanilla. That was approximately 2 teaspoons of imitation vanilla, cheap, me being cheap. And then we're gonna go in with maybe a half teaspoon, probably 3/4 teaspoon of almond extract.
Have you guys ever eaten Southeast Asian food?
Oh my god, guys, I fucked
That's
up.
my
It's not
jam.
almond, it's peppermint. Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, peppermint orange cake. Literally, my life is Thai food, so I would, and Malaysian. I love Malaysian.
We're gonna go in with a little bit of kosher salt. Wow, guys, peppermint orange cake. Interesting. I'm very intrigued. I'm gonna go in with a half teaspoon of salt, kosher salt, not table salt, kosher salt.
Please whisk away from camera.
Why? You hate the sound?
I'm not sure. I keep seeing comments about her whisking near the camera. Why? Yeah, Candace, I don't get it too. If you have, what is the problem with the June whisking? I'm curious. Peppermint orange cake. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
All right, guys.
Should it be peppermint orange almond? Or is
Can
that
you
too
stop
What?
talking?
much? No talking. I'm done.
All right, 80 grams of suji, aka semolina flour. This is pretty coarse semolina. 80 grams of semolina, coarse. I just need to think, Aaron. I will reinstate your talking abilities soon.
Okay, you can call me over if you want me reading comments again.
Oh, I want you reading. Just give me a second. 80 grams, and let me whisk this. Okay, that's pretty loose. All right, okay. Still pretty loose. Let's see. I feel like we've made way too much cake batter here. Okay, I like this. All right, that was 80 grams of coarse semolina and 70 grams of ground teff flour, T-E-F-F. Yes, you should always buy a Snow Peak spork. Guys, pretty good. All right, let's put our leavener in there. I'm gonna go in with, where's my, oh. They say don't exceed 1 teaspoon baking powder per cup. So I'm gonna go in with that was 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm also gonna put in a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, Aaron, you may return. We desire your presence, sir. Okay, he's eating his apples. Guys, this smells so pepperminty, I fucked up. Not gonna lie, I really did fuck up. Whoops. That's what you get when you assume you have almond extract, but you actually have peppermint extract. I haven't made my own injera. I just bought the teff because one day I saw it at my Whole Foods store. Or not my Whole Foods, there was like a small organic store that was closing down at the beginning of the pandemic, so I just bought it because everything was going on clearance, buy one, get one half off. As you can see, as we let it sit, it's kind of starting to thicken up a little bit because the semolina was quite voluptuous. Let's give the batter a taste. Okay. Not bad. All right. Ooh, all right. Tripod time. Close call, guys. We are going to preheat our oven to 375 while we dish this out. What? That was weird. I've never had my oven protest to me before. It was very strange. I don't mind the peppermint. Honestly, I'm all into that weird experimentation. Okay, I have a little bit of blood orange juice. I'm just gonna dunk it in. Because I don't want to do any more spoons, I'll let you know the weight of each of these cakes. I'm just going to spoon them about 2/3 full. Okay, maybe that's too full. That was about 40 grams. 40 grams of batter into each cup. Maybe about 2 tablespoons or so. Honestly, I might be heaping these a little too much, if I say so myself. Let's dole it back to 35 grams a piece. 35 grams per cup. Perfect. I just want it to be like slightly under the edge of the cake if possible, because if you overfill it, it's just gonna flow and it's gonna give you that like muffin cup thing that I don't really like in these mini cakes. I mean, maybe it could be good. Why am I so picky? I shouldn't be picky at all. Maybe this will fit, guys. And if it doesn't, then we're gonna fill some of the mochi cakes with some batter, I think. But I think we'll do fine. I think this will fit perfectly, actually. We might even be able to put the other fat cups on a diet and redistribute some of that batter, like we should be redistributing wealth. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? How was your apple? Was it satisfactory?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, let's redistribute the wealth, y'all. This is going to be a very interesting cake, Aaron.
Is interesting good?
Yeah, I think so. Which of you like salt on your baked goods? Like on top? Wow, so many people like salt. All right, guys, I'm going to just tap the bottom of this a little bit to get rid of any air bubbles, to leaven out that top of each cake. Gentle little pats. Aaron?
Yes.
Do you want salt on top of some of these cakes?
Absolutely.
All right. I broke my rubber band. I don't know how, but it oddly feels like what I feel like. Broken, but still functional.
You guys ever just feel like a broken rubber band?
That's still functional. I'm still functional. Very important to note. Do you want kosher salt or fancy salt?
Fancy, of course. Hit
Yeah.
me with the mold.
Get me with the mold and whatever Aaron wants, Aaron gets.
Of course.
Guys, he's so nice. He does dishes when y'all aren't watching. He puts up with a lot of crap from YouTube comments, you know? And he does it all for free. Do we have the recipe down, guys? Oven's ready. Have you been slinging water all over my orange rinds?
Yes, intentionally.
Is it disgusting water or clean water?
I made it as disgusting as possible.
Cool. All right, we're gonna go in because I've kept you guys long enough here. Here's what the batter looks like. We have some remaining butter mochi batter that is now over 2 weeks old. We're gonna bake it at 375. I think it'll be fine. Here's some of our separated semolina cake batter that accidentally has peppermint extract in it. Whoopsies. Alright, referring back to my butter mochi recipe, the butter mochi needs about 18 to 22 minutes, so we're just gonna pop them in there for 20 minutes, and then we'll see. June, do you like Lebanon cookies? They're fine, they're not bad. 10 minutes on my manual timer so that we can check halfway through. I just wouldn't pay for them, you know?
But if Levon wants to send them to us free, that could be arranged.
I once applied to work there and I got rejected.
They're lost.
Yes, Kath, I feel like orange zest would have been great in there. You're right. Hi, Joy. 晚上好。
Are you a Christian, June?
I used to be. I'm gonna put these in the fridge. Maybe we'll do something with them tomorrow.
Hope you guys liked my schnoz leaning into the frame there. June's phone is always at a slightly different angle, so I never know exactly when I'm in frame. Hello, Alicia. I recognize your name from many a chat. I think you're here pretty much every day, which is cool. Aaron, a good guy. Is that a question or a statement? But I'll take it. Thank you.
Oh my god, guys. I messed up. What is it with me today? Okay, we need to change to the recipe, guys. Scribes, I'm so sorry. This is not teff flour, June. It's millet flour. And I believe this is glutinous millet.
Glutinous millet flour.
I'm so sorry. I thought it was teff, but my handwriting, which has worn off the tape over time, says millet.
When I go to NYC, the food budget is more than the hotel budget. Not if you're eating correctly. Not if you're eating well. Then you can eat for really well in New York for
Hot takes
like
from Aaron.
definitely less
Hey,
than
Aaron?
$30.
Is Fred okay?
I don't know. Let me go find him. Oh, there he is.
He's hiding?
Look, he's right there. Look under the bed. His face is right in front of you.
Hi, Fred.
I lifted up the blanket and it was just Fred sitting there like going, right when I opened it, right in front of me. It was awesome. Made my day. Mama's too makes really good pizza. Yes, geez, how did I forget that, tofu brain?
I don't like Mama's Mama's 2, hot take, hot take.
Mama's 2 is my second favorite pizza in New York.
Nope.
Yeah, June doesn't like it. I do, but I have better taste than June, so you should trust me.
All right.
We have not visited Malaysia, but we definitely very much want to. It looks fun. It looks good. They look super nice there. Trevor James is living there now, and he...
Food Ranger on YouTube?
The Food Ranger, yeah. Trevor eats free at like every restaurant in Malaysia, not even because he's like a famous food vlogger, just because they're so nice. They're just like, oh yeah, we'll give it to you for free. Yeah, I really want to go to Penang. That seems like food paradise. Is Carmine still delicious? That tourist trap Italian restaurant? I have no idea. What else do we got going on here? Cafe Pana. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Did we go to Cafe Pana? I think so. I can't remember, but I'm gonna say yes. It's the best. It's my favorite. 100% Aaron endorsement.
Oh my god. He's joking, guys. For those of you who don't know Aaron, his sarcasm is a little bit hard to grasp.
They'll figure out my...
For the first 10 years.
I'm sure it definitely comes through on the internet in a disembodied voice to people from all cultures and native languages. I'm sure that will never become an issue for people to interpret me. Hi, Honey Hips. Geez, when I say that out loud, that sounds like I'm
Honey Hips.
That was this person's name. I was not...
Hitting on them?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Have you been to I'm Common Guy? Yes. I have. I don't know if June has. I liked it a lot.
I think I have. I think I went on there with a Tinder date years ago. I think his name was Jared. Jared.
Is
that in Elmhurst?
It is. It's very
Yeah,
close
I've
to
been
us.
there. It was fine. I wasn't blown away.
He went to Jared. Would he have to buy rings for himself then?
What?
Because the jewelry store. That's the jewelry store tagline. Is he went to Jared?
You mean it's Jared? I thought it was Zared.
The
Oh, that's
Zales.
Zales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually the Jared commercials are like two women talking to each other, and one of them shows off the ring, and he notices and like, oh, that's beautiful. Where did you get it? And she's like, I didn't get it. He went to Jared.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Chewbacca, spelled funny.
Oh yes, I remember Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
No questions? Aaron, are you filtering questions?
I'm not filtering. I'm just looking.
Thank you for doing the dishes again.
Where's Gigi today? Is Gigi another of your stands?
Gigi was the one who kept trying to pay me stupid amounts of money the first time I had Super Chat on.
There's no weird questions being asked now. I don't do anything for work. I have not had a job since the pandemic began. Started his own show about his t-shirt collection. This is it. You're watching the show right now. It's a cooking / t-shirt collection show.
Guys, I've noticed this demand.
This is the Supreme Isaac Hayes one.
I've noticed this demand among viewers for like very specialized episodes. Whatever happened to the variety show where, you know, you just get a little bit of everything in every single episode? Why do we have to do like a house tour episode and then a t-shirt episode and then a spice episode? Why can't you just glean all of my offerings to you constantly on display?
Natasha, if you follow my Insta, you would know not only have I tried Indonesian food, but I eat it every Tuesday from a great place called Indo Java it's a grocery store in Queens, and every Tuesday they have amazing meals.
Oh my god, I forgot. I should pop these salmon bones in. We're gonna bake the salmon bones. Aaron, can you move a little bit? I'm sorry.
Sophia, what are your cheap eat recommendations for NYC? I hate to reference my Insta again, but yeah, I mean that's literally all I do is Well, in my stories are just a collection of dumb memes I find funny, but my posts are all great cheap food, usually in New York, or shitty cheap food, or shitty expensive food. Either way, I'll talk about it and say what I thought about it.
Bones. Opening. Oh, goodness glorious, it's a mess. The muffins have overflown.
My Insta is hard to say out loud, so I'll just tell you to go to June's, and then you can see me tagged in probably many things. Not because it's offensive, it's just spelled weird. That's why it's hard to say out loud.
Guys, you should always do as I say and not as I do. Our muffins are a righteous mess right now. Never, ever, ever fill your muffin tins more than 2/3 of the way up. Ever. 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 Learn from my mistakes.
When you visit a new city and don't know anybody there, how do you decide where to eat? We do a lot of research beforehand. We mainly start the research by watching our favorite food vloggers. We have a big three of people who we always watch their content when they upload new videos, which is Mark Weens, Mike Chen, and Trevor James. So they've covered between them a lot of different destinations. So there's that, and then there's recommendations from friends, of course. Or since June is famous now, you know, a lot of people reach out to her if she's going somewhere and tell her where to go.
Except we're not going anywhere because the pandemic has been going on for a year.
Yes, Lebanon in September is our next place, hopefully. How long will June bake the bones for?
Until they're golden and crispy.
Favorite tofu recipe?
I have a baked tofu recipe on delish.com that I actually really, really liked. If you like baked tofu, otherwise I like buying soft tofu and just drizzling like sesame oil, a little bit of chili oil, a little bit of MSG, even a little pinch of sugar, salt, scallions, and just digging in. It's absolutely delicious. Maybe we'll just do that for a live one day. You'll see me eat a whole pound of tofu.
And what are the bones for?
The bones are for snacking, guys. We're gonna make some bone chips.
Bone snacks, bone chip. Mark Weens is where we got a lot of Lebanon recommendations because he went there. Mark Weens is
Aaron?
a weird dude, but if you can go get over the weirdness, he has excellent taste in food. Yes, June?
Really wouldn't recommend putting the bleach sideways. It does leak.
I don't remember doing that, but I'm sorry if I did.
Maybe I did
My favorite video games in history are Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. For recent games, Doom Eternal was awesome. Also Sekiro. Those would be my two favorite recent video games. Super Mario Odyssey I think was great. I did not like Breath of the Wild. If you guys ever want, if I will ever feel like interrupting June's stream for a full 15 minutes, I'll give you my whole Breath of the Wild rant and why I didn't like it.
Do it now.
No. I did play Hades. I just finished playing Hades. It was good, definitely. I think it did deserve all the accolades it got. What's your favorite Indian dessert? Personally, I like pretty much all of them. Any of them that don't have coconut. I love Indian desserts. They're my second favorite sweets after Middle Eastern.
I thought you liked gulab jamun the most.
I mean that I like the ones that are soaked in syrup, but I also love the burfi ones. And June likes some of them. I think the more milky ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, June likes the milky Indian desserts, not the soaked in syrup ones. We are not married. Oh man, this is worse than already the Breath of the Wild debate is starting. It's worse than the politics debate is whether Breath of the
Really?
Wild is good or not.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah. Have you played Borderlands? I liked the first one. I played the hell out of the first Borderlands, and then my interest in the series kind of fell off. It felt like they didn't experiment, and I felt like they didn't really try anything.
I can't tell if I'm smelling the bones cooking or the cake. Do you smell that? Do you smell that cooking?
It's probably both. It's a mix of bone and cake. It's bony cake. Everybody likes bony cake.
I like putting my towel on the oven when it bakes because it gets super hot, so I can like have a dryer going.
We should do one for Fred.
Using all.
A nice warm
Get
towel.
his dander all up in here.
I've never played the Final Fantasy VII remake. I grew up with a Nintendo 64 and then a GameCube and then a Wii. So I was definitely a Nintendo and then a PC guy. I have never actually owned a PlayStation, so. But I do really need to play Demon Souls. So I want to get Breath of the Wild. Jeez, I'm losing my mind. I want to get a PlayStation 5 so I can play Demon Souls.
Oh my god, it looks terrible. Terrible. Oh well.
Why does it look terrible, June? Explain to the people.
There's not enough dries in this recipe, guys. I'm sure it would have been great as a big cake that had more room to spread out, but the mini muffin tins, they basically overflowed. And then once they overflowed and they started actually cooking, they started shrinking and deflating. And so now we have like this edge of really ugly you'll see. I'll wait for my public humiliation. That's going to be ready in about 5 to 8 minutes.
Not really a JRPG guy, which I think is what Fire Emblem is. I tried getting into Octopath Traveler and Persona 4, but they're just not for me. They're really tedious. You look very tired.
Shouldn't I be very tired? Sometimes I'm tired and sometimes I'm just ready to relax, you know? I didn't have a lot of tea today, so maybe that's it. Deflated blood muffins. Hell yeah. Recipes you are most proud of. I think my sourdough bread is pretty decent. I think the ramen recipe is pretty good. I mean, I made an Indian snack dish called, it's spelled alternatively, like, I don't know how to pronounce it right. It's like either papri chaat or papdi chaat, something like that, and I really like that. It's just got like these little fried flour crackers, and you top it with like 2 different chutneys and yogurt and cooked potatoes and chickpeas, and then you top it with like crunchy Sev snacks, herbs, pomegranate seeds. It's just like a mishmash. The crackers themselves, I put like 4 or 5 different spices in there, so they're very nicely seasoned, and it's just like, and then I ate the whole plate of it, and I just salivated and drooled all over myself. So it's pretty good. Oh, pickle, you posted it. Nice. Ah, so good, so good, so good. There are some really simple recipes. Like the first thing that came to my brain was everything bagel seasoned pasta. It's literally just melted cream cheese with a little bit of pasta water, pasta plus everything bagel seasoning sprinkled on top with a little bit of chives or scallions or what have you, and it's just like a really creamy, easy dish to have. You don't need anything other than cream cheese for the sauce. So I like simple things like that, you know, things that don't take more than half an hour to make.
Hello, Lindsay. There's no trolls in chat tonight. What up with that? Were you not on YouTube recommended?
Maybe I wasn't on recommended. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Where's our
I'm
daily?
fine.
Where's our daily trolls?
I don't need my exposure. Wow, the mochis look good though. At least the mochis will turn out fine. Are you excited?
Big time. I'm sure.
Oh my god, guys, they look so fugly. Holy shit.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary Kay. I think it was a joke. Mods, I think it was a joke. Mary Kay said, I hate you, you suck.
I feel so defeated. If you have a fear of holes I advise you to look away when I pull out these cakes. It's not pretty, guys. That's really not pretty. So ashamed. I think we could have probably added a quarter cup more flour in there. A quarter cup more flour. Trypophobia alert.
I think Mary Kay got timed out for joking, but don't.
Yo, do we have oversensitive mods? It's okay. We can give people 3 strikes before we time them out.
Yeah. Content warning tryptophobia. I had tuna fried rice for dinner. It had lots of green onions and lots of garlic and chilies. Simple, good food. A can of tuna never tasted so good. Yeah, dude. Canned tuna is awesome.
You know, salmon and peppermint together smells really strange. That was weird.
That was a weird dong.
Ooh, okay. Shh.
There's a reason they don't really use glass as bells.
I like it, okay? We just gotta freshen it up, you know? I can't do the same shit every day. It reminds me of my mortality too much.
What?
The existence of repetition really gets to me.
Yeah, June accidentally added mint, not vanilla, so it's okay. It'll be awesome, I'm sure. Orange mint.
Oh god.
Oh boy. Oh no, it's worse than I expected. You guys are gonna love this. If you wrote down this recipe, tear it up and throw it in the trash. That must never see the light of day, this recipe. This is full on tryptophobia. Look away, everybody.
I warned you.
This is how we learn, folks. You gotta fail to learn and grow.
It's okay, we still have butter mochi.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still eat these, absolutely. These are getting eaten. Just don't look at them. Yeah, if you put whipped cream on top or something, nobody would know the difference.
Can you let me back in?
Sure.
Here's our salmon bones. Oh wow, they're glued.
Dude, what are you doing?
Never touch a hot tray with a wet towel, which is exactly what I'm doing here.
You always want to use the world's tiniest toothpick to scrape off a red hot tray you just took out of the oven.
I didn't want to use my offset spatula on it. And it's what I decided to do.
Everybody's getting a master class in cooking tonight.
You know. Open. We're gonna just let that failure go a little longer, 5 minutes or so. Alright. Alright, guys. Alright. It could still be good, okay? It just looks fugly.
It'll taste fine. So let's count the failures tonight. Mint instead of vanilla. Millet flour instead of teff.
It's not a mistake. I just misread it. It's
Right.
fine. Millet is fine.
There's
Millet
no
is probably a better.
There's no mistakes. There's only good opportunities. I don't know what the saying is.
Rosa, what happened to your bread? What happened to your bread? Tell us.
Yeah, it's basically a sheet cookie now.
What is an ingredient you feel isn't good to reuse constantly by experience? Jacqueline, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Bye, Aaron.
See ya.
You need whole millet. You can probably get it at like Whole Food like stores, more hippie stores, or you can get it from Asian markets. Millet is a big part of Chinese cooking. There's often millet. Ooh, that salmon is popping everywhere. I hear it. I hear it, guys. Wow. It's raining outside. I hear the little pitter-patters. I hear the little pitter-patter pops of my salmon fat going off in the oven. I hear the slow trickle of my disappointment rain down like diamonds. What do I do for pain management? Like psychological pain or physical pain? Physical pain, sometimes I gotta take a little smoke. Just sleep through it. Psychological pain, I gotta take a little smoke sometimes too. Or I just eat a shit ton of peanut butter. I was making a low GI, oh no. What, was your dough yeasted? Was it like a bread, and then you froze it, and then did you need to proof it before you baked it? Jackfruit coquinha. What is that? Brazilian fried perfection snack. Yes, Victor. Yes. Hi, Dawn. 2 minutes remaining before I take out my failures. Also, thank you to Cuomo for nothing. Not a fan of him. Not a fan of that guy. Just not a fan. Even before all this shit that just came out about him, he tried to, I think he spent money building like an airport shuttle going from like Flushing Meadows Corona Park to LaGuardia, which is a service that we literally don't need because we have buses that take you directly to LaGuardia from Queens already. Probably just a pet project to slap on his little political resume. I don't know how many billions or hundreds of millions we wasted on that shit project that probably nobody will use, and especially in the time of COVID. Whatever. Not gonna think. Cuomo is still in, baby. He refuses to resign. You can't have gluten and have a lot of cream cheese. Can you make cheesecake? You don't need a lot of flour in cheesecake. You can substitute nut crust for the graham cracker crust. So cheesecake sounds amazing. If you're looking for something savory, I would recommend some kind of gluten-free pasta tossed with my everything bagel seasoning cream cheese sauce with a little bit of everything bagel seasoning on there. Yum, 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 yum. All right, time to face the humiliation. Guys, so fucking sad. Yeah, I did say nut crust, guys. What are we, in the 8th grade still? Jesus Christ. Aaron.
Yeah.
My failure is out of the oven.
I'll come take a look.
Okay. This crust, guys, I bet this crust is gonna taste fantastic because it's like just at that right stage of goldenness that you know it's gonna get crunchy once it hardens, once it has a chance to cool down. It's not a looker for sure. I think you're right. I did make a cookie dough instead of a cake dough, but I feel like it's gonna be good, guys. I feel like it's gonna be good.
I volunteer.
Justin, you fast forward this by not being here. Bye, buddy.
Okay, I'm tasting this abomination now.
You should wait until they're crispy.
No, I want to taste the worm. Yeah, that tastes fine, honestly. It tastes good.
Does it taste good?
Yeah.
Guys, this is how they make like a tuile in those fancy restaurants. They get it while it's still hot, and then they mold it into the shape that they want. They usually lean it against the cup or something, and they just let it cool in the shape that you want. So if I plop this in a bowl or on this cutting board and just let it cool, it'll maintain that curl. That's how you make a tuile in those fancy ass restaurants.
There. We're learning tricks of the trade. What's the crunchy thing in there? Is that the coarse semolina?
Yep,
Nice, I like it a lot.
I know. Semolina's your flour.
Yes,
You love the semolinas.
sure do.
Read me some comments, Aaron.
I will when people start saying interesting things.
Wow, that's a judgment call.
Just nobody's saying much. Is the main thing I'm saying.
What if you read me the uninteresting things?
Okay, somebody said the word stream.
Stream.
There you go. You got what you asked for.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite t-shirt, June?
Out of yours?
No, yours.
Oh. I like the no master, no chefs thing that I wore on Jackie's dumpling vid.
That's a great snack. Yeah, June isn't going to waste any of this.
If you think I'm throwing out this failure, you're very wrong.
Absolutely
I eat all
not.
of my failures.
What's your favorite pet? Fred!
What? How is that even a question, guys?
Yeah.
How? Okay. Peppermint's not bad. It contributes to the sweet profile.
Crunch. It is a bit crunchy, yeah.
Oops.
They would probably taste good on top of yogurt. That is a good idea, Christina. Yes, you could use this stuff as anything. Yogurt toppings, ice cream, mix it in with ice cream, basically make like a, cookie dough. Or
That's
whatever
how they
ice cream.
serve tuile in fancy restaurants,
Yeah.
guys. They put it on top of your freaking quenelle of ice cream.
I can taste the peppermint, yes, Jen. It is nice. I probably would have liked the orange almond more, but this is still very good, for sure.
Do you want a warm cake?
Yes. I'm going to give them a up-close crunch. Love that crunch.
Can you give me a tiny plate for your
You
cake?
see, guys, it just looks weird.
Can you give...
But who looks at their food while eating it?
It's gonna be warm.
Just pretend there's whipped cream on top of this or something. That'd be a complete dessert right there. Right there, brother. It's a good dessert. Well, it falls apart
It's not
immediately.
cool yet.
Mhm.
We have to let it cool.
Well, I'll eat this one hot to get the hot experience. It has no complaints about the flavor.
Butter mochi time, guys.
It's like lightly orange, lightly sweet, and lightly minty, which all combines to be very delicious. Now that's exciting. The,
Water mochi is so
the
good.
chunk of blood orange in that works really well too. It's just like a little extra bonus.
Crunchy chaser.
Here's the mochi. What's the mochi made of? Is there orange in it?
Kath, the sugar won't make the bottom crunchy because there's orange underneath it, and which is too wet, so it didn't really harden or caramelize like that.
Okay, mochi time. Oh, that mochi texture, you know I love it. You know that's what I'm about. Is that mochi chewiness? Yeah. Loving the flavors here tonight, June.
You?
Yes.
Here, Kath, let me show you the bottom of this.
Salmon bones are still in the oven, I believe.
Correct, they are still in the oven. Mmm. So it's like super crunchy on top, and it's like really nice and moist, but still textured because of the semolina that we used on the bottom. Because of the orange, which has now baked into the cake completely, it's kind of turned into this like very soft, moist, almost wet cake, but not quite pudding. I like the contrast in textures a lot, guys. Yum. All right. I'm not really minding the peppermint. It gives it a slight savory nuttiness almost, and then it leaves your mouth feeling like it just went through a very buttery breath mint. Which sounds jarring, but isn't bad. So, I think it's pretty good. I don't have any complaints, honestly. I think I'm just gonna have another butter mochi. Yum. Really nice and moist. That citrus kick is still a little bit tart, and I would say that this is on the borderline of just sweet enough, trending towards too sweet for me. I'm not used to like a lot of American desserts. I feel like they are overly sweet, but I think this one is quite good. I actually really like it's not a looker, guys, but I like it. I like the contrast in textures. If you ever had a Florentine cookie, that's what the top of these remind me of. They're so buttery that they oozed out, got really holy, and basically made this like lace-like cookie, and then the bottom is just a very moist polenta cake almost. What can I say? I like it. I like the weird things. I feel like I could sell these for like $1 a piece, you know? That's a quick buck right there. It almost looks like a little streusel. A little blood orange crumble, if you will. The peppermint really isn't bitter or jarring at all. It's really quite pleasant. I'm kind of surprised. It just leaves you with this aftertaste of like, you are now minty fresh, my darling. You are now ready to greet and meet the world and give them your best breath forward. As the cake cools, it's kind of formulating this like perfect texture of sorts where the moisture is redistributing itself throughout the cake so that it's not just wet on the bottom and dried out on top. It's getting more even. Time is the great equalizer. And the citrus on the bottom almost starts tasting a little bit like a little plop of fruit jam right here. You get a little hit of salt, which makes the citrus kind of turn this very savory flavor. And then you have that semolina texture. This is a very androgynous dessert, guys. I love it. All right. Wow. I love it. I love my sugar. And now I have like butter and mint in my mouth at the same time, which gives me this very odd sensation of being like, you indulged, but you are still fresh, my dear. Fred is underneath our bed. He got tired of our bullshit. This butter mochi never fails to please. Look at the golden crust. Golden edges. Perfect. Tofu brain, what are you guys searching for? Aaron, I kind of like this cake, dude.
I like it too. Yeah.
It's delicious.
It tastes great.
I just had 3 of them.
I'll have another right now.
Okay, choose it.
That one looks nice and crispy around the edge.
Do you want it plopped upside down?
Whatever is best, I don't know. Oh, nice, yeah. Let's see the orange. You see, that's how it should be served, and then you just see the cool orange on top. Not the weird tryptophobic texture. Nice. Here we go, guys.
Bye down.
Another of June's classic experiments.
Cheesecake made with silken tofu? I don't think there's enough fat in there to taste like cheesecake, but you're welcome to try. I've never tried it before.
I love it. Thank you, June.
Thank you for eating.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see my salmon bones, please.
Yes.
Can you eat that on a plate, please?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's orange cake cookie.
All right, I'm gonna let the salmon bones hang out in my oven that I just turned off for another 5 minutes, and then we'll pull it out and we'll see if they're golden. Did you have a butter mochi yet?
I had one right when you took it out, yeah.
Gotcha.
I can have another?
You can have as many as you want. Do you want me to brulee it?
Yeah, let's go crazy. You guys are about to see some pyrotechnics in here.
Well, I'm sad to report that the mini torch that I got doesn't actually work. The gas goes out really fast. Ooh, this butter mochi has a blood orange on the bottom. Do you want the blood orange butter mochi?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Blood orange butter mochi. So we're just gonna hit it with the big flame and we're gonna hope for not too much burnage, but we're probably gonna get a fair amount of burnage.
This was a delicious mistake, yes.
I think this cake would have done way better as a big cake instead of mini ones.
Why? Would it have cooked more evenly or something?
I think so, and it wouldn't have. I mean, I'm fine with the crunchy edges, but I think it would have just made a better cake if it were all baked together and it got a chance to like turn into a more jammy bottom.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. That's a good jammy bottom. Cool. Very cool.
And we're just gonna let that harden and cool off before we eat it.
That smells so crazy good.
So crazy good, like me. Ooh, that feels really good on my back. Ooh. All right. Oh God. Yep. I am tired, guys. It's only Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday, but I'm ready for it to be Saturday. I would like for... No, I don't want it to be Saturday because then we have to bathe Fred again.
Do you guys want to come over and bathe Fred for us?
Please come bathe Fred. I'll pay you in cookies that look like they are disasters.
June will pay you in disaster cookies. I just like these scraps.
Good.
They're so nice and crispy.
Yeah.
Good night, Alimaz.
The bones look good, guys. The
June,
bones
are you
look
in the
good.
SATFB group? What is that?
What is SAT, guys?
Yeah, what is
Is that
SAT?
the college admission entrance exam that I took 18,000 years ago? What is subtle Asian trait? What is that, guys? I need an explanation. Is it hardened? Is it hardened? Shall we crack it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not cracking. It's not hardened yet, Aaron.
I couldn't wait.
All right, here. You can eat it.
Okay.
Tell the people what you think. My tripod's falling. Move over.
Uh-oh.
Hit it. Hit the timer. Thank you. What are you doing, you creep?
Oh, it won't pan up anymore. I was gonna do a full pan to me with a weird smile.
All right, all right, all right. It's just loose, like a. Wow.
You are torturing the viewers tonight, June. Let's just leave it like this. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Mmm.
How's that jam? How's that blood orange jam on the bottom?
Oh. This is a textural experience
Is it?
right now, yeah. Look at this delightful mochi interior. That's just nothing but smooth creaminess and chewiness. June has better words than me for
Bahrain. Where's Bahrain?
Middle East.
Which part? Which country?
I think it's near Saudi Arabia.
Is it its own country?
I think so.
I thought it was a city.
I think.
Guys, I'm such an ignorant American, like stereotypical ignorant American when it comes to geography and countries. I feel truly very sad to be so dumb when it comes to geopolitics, but there you have it. I am. That's my biggest blind spot, I would say.
You want a bite?
No, it's
Okay.
all yours. I ate 4. Are you ready for salmon bone?
Yeah.
How do you guys like this nauseating angle?
Yeah. How's this angle for you? Is it working out?
I feel like I'm stuck on a broken NSYNC music video set from the 2001s.
This is actually the only angle that can get you and me in the same frame, I just realized.
Golden, crispy, delicious. We're gonna have to let this cool for a bit before we eat it because otherwise our mouth will burn off. But you know what? YOLO. I'll try this little piece. It looks juicy. It looks mad juicy. Ooh! Ooh! Do you want more salt on there?
I don't know. I didn't try it yet. Which?
Be
did you eat
careful. If you eat salmon bones, do not fucking poke your gums and make them bleed with these, okay? Nibble on the sharp. Nibble on the sharp. And trim them, okay? Trim the weapons before you ingest, please. Otherwise, do not do this if you're not a trained professional. You just dropped one. How do you like it?
That is a great snack. Great snack for trained professionals.
Only attempt if you are a trained professional. Okay?
You can eat this whole that part too, right?
Yep, it's the best part.
Okay.
That's the part with the most marrow and juiciness.
Oh yeah. That central
Eat this one.
bone part is awesome.
This is all of the meat puree that I squeezed the juiciness out of, and now it's just like fat and protein. It just disappears into pure deliciousness. It's like pork rind, but slightly salmony, and I love it. Truly my favorite bone snack to eat. I boiled the bones for about 2 hours when I was making the stock for Fred.
Very fun snack, June.
I know. Please do not hurt yourself eating this. Please nibble slowly. Please. Small bites, please. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our shenanigans. I hope you learned not to make my experimental recipes, or do, and you can fail along with me and learn what it means to let go of control.
Let's fail together.
Failure is the new success. All right? Onwards and forwards we go. Now I'm gonna go eat some peanut butter. Bye. Maybe see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll do some blood orange candying. No promises.